Welcome back to another episode of the Organizedpreneur Podcast. I am your host, Aldreama Harper, operations mentor, fractional COO, and efficiency architect. And so today we're having a very real conversation as usual, but we're talking about capacity today. Capacity. And this is really going to hit home for a lot of you. It actually hit home for me. And this is what I do on these episodes. I do shows that hit home for me and hopefully will hit home for you as well. So we're talking to those who are coaches, consultants, service based entrepreneurs, VA or virtual assistant agencies, podcast agencies, any type of business that you have where you are, you're trying to get fully booked. And we're talking about freedom, having freedom as well as a one person business, right? And so that's why I believe that this is a struggle that's more common than not. So let's get right into it. So during my daily walk this morning, I was listening to a podcast. And so it's a part of my daily routine. And depending on my mood, I may either listen to music or I may listen to scripture or I may listen to a good podcast. Well, today I was listening to a good podcast and the host was talking about capacity and containers, especially as it relates to your business or anything that you are stewarding, because as Christians, we are to be a good steward of the things that God has given us, right? And so if you're a service-based entrepreneur, a coach, consultant, we're constantly looking for leads. We're constantly looking for more clients. We're constantly looking for opportunities and things that will help us to grow our business. And so the host was sharing their thoughts, but I wanted to give you my own version of it. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking about today. Um, my own version. Okay. So the scripture talks about capacity and territory. And usually, as it relates to ministry or whatever we're stewarding, we are again commanded to be good stewards. But when I think about capacity, I think about capacity and containers. I think about like a literal box, right? Um, like when you pack a box and put it in storage or what have you, the box is the container that's holding everything inside. But if you stuff too much things or too many things in the box, it's no longer going to have the capacity to hold all the things that you put inside of it. And so what happens is the corners may rip, the bottom may fall out, things may fall through the cracks, and eventually things just completely come apart. It simply cannot hold the things that you're trying to add to it. So when I think about it as it relates to business, it makes me realize why so many people are constantly praying about asking God for more territory. Sometimes what you actually need to ask Him for or ask God is, do I have the capacity to handle more? Can I handle more clients, more leads, more people coming through the pipeline? Because if you don't, the bottom is going to fall out. Your clients are going to fall through the cracks. And when that happens, there's literal chaos and stress and overwhelm. It creates disorder. It creates a loss of revenue and it deeply impacts your bottom line. And that's exactly what you don't want in your business, because the bottom line is when your operations are a mess, the absolute last thing that you should be asking for is more clients, in my humble opinion. Because having more clients is only going to expose exactly what's wrong in your business. You may deliver a great service. You may have a great product. You may have a great business model. and be excellent at what you do. But if you don't have a solid foundation, if you don't have the infrastructure that's needed to handle more in your pipeline, it is not going to stand. If the capacity in the container are not congruent with what is necessary to run a successful business, it's going to break. And when that happens, you end up accidentally becoming the volunteer admin of your own business, of your own agency. And let me tell you, that's not fun. Every single hour you spend doing manual admin work is a massive revenue leak, causing you to miss out on other opportunities. Your business is quietly bleeding money. And so you need to have, or you should build, an automatic back office that handles the heavy lifting for you, even while you sleep. And AI can help you do that. So, if this was helpful for you today, if your operations are a mess, and whether you are a solo service provider or a podcaster, or you have an agency, or perhaps you are a coach or consultant, or perhaps you have a virtual administration agency like my client does, I invite you to jump on a call with me. I invite you to not to not let this stop you from being the powerful CEO that you really are. And so, if your operations are lacking and you want to stop trying to untangle all of this alone, then jump on a call with me, because it can be incredibly overwhelming to figure this stuff all by yourself. You don't have to do that, and I'm here to help you. So, if this is for you and you're listening, and anything I've said today on this episode resonated with you, I invite you to apply for this call. The link will be in the show notes. And what we'll do is, hey, we'll build that solid container for you, which is all designed to help you get out of your business and run your business decently and in order. You don't need to be constantly doing things in your business. You need to be running your business. You need your business to actually run itself, right? So let's get together. Let's do things decently and in order. And I want to thank you for listening to this episode. And again, just check the show notes for the application link. And I hope this resonated with you. And if it did, go ahead and click on the link. And I would love to see you on the call. Have an amazing day.